What's up, fellas? Time for Wake Up Mintzy.
Mintzy, your headspace, man. Let me touch you. There you go.
Look, you're a producer. I need all the help I can get.
You don't want that much.
We're in New Orleans, kind of by the Superdome, Super Bowl, or big game week, whatever you're allowed to call it. Stoked to be down here. A lot of stuff to get into. Big Barstool event tonight. The Dozen Trivia live at the Fillmore. We got all our big guys, Dave, Big Cat, Brandon Walker, PFT, Will Compton, one of his last Barstool appearances. Get your tickets tonight, 7:30. I got like a bunch of the Tulane football team coming out there. Should be fun. We're joined by Jake Jolly today, Fox Sports producer, who is setting up his stuff for the broadcast on Sunday in the Super Bowl, and managed to walk over here and give us a little time this morning. And what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, man? I love your setup here.
Yeah, we got it's shout out Tyler Moody in Louisiana.
There you go.
We got our Still Blue coffee and wearing my brick watch. But yeah, we're running around doing shows this week. Yeah. Going to do Tulane tomorrow. I'm going to go see John Sumrall and the Tulane guys. And then we're going to be out at City Park on Thursday for the Steve Gleason charity golf tournament. A ton of people involved. Sean Payton playing, and Chris Berman and Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, and all kinds of people. So we're kind of getting around the city, doing it big. A lot of Barstool events this week. As I said, the Dozen tonight at the Fillmore. Barstool Radio, live shows 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the Frat House on Bourbon. I'm sure that won't be wild at all. With Dave Portnoy, John Gruden, and Big Cat. Mostly sports and yak, doing shows from the Content House all week. So a great week to be down here. And I want to introduce Jake to everyone. So Jake has a cult – dude, you have a cult for –
yeah.
Cult following.
I don't know if it's cold.
Oh, I don't think you know how big it is. So he produces all the big Fox games.
Well, I'm not the main producer.
Okay, you got to. Well, how's it work?
Exactly. So I'm a producer for college football. I just want my boss to get all mad. They saying I'm producing the Super Bowl, but no, I'm for this big game associate producer.
Okay.
For it. So, but it's still setting it up. But I produce for college football, then come over to NFL and kind of help out with the big guys here.
Okay, so you do college football, you help the NFL, like you just do NFL during the play. You do during the season or just
end of the season. Once college football is over, I'll switch over to NFL, help out them. But then after NFL, right into NASCAR.
So you do NASCAR too.
Yeah,
it's cool. How do you like the NASCAR gig?
See Large and who's the other guy?
Yeah, Spider.
Yeah, I see them down there a lot. They get a little wild at Talladega, but it's fun. No, NASCAR is fun. It's it's a fan base that's very sort of like college football a little bit, very passionate, but it's good. So
okay, well, I want to get. So, how'd you get into your background? Because you live in LA, you're from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
How'd you get into all this?
Worked in graduated from Xavier University in Cincinnati.
Musketeers.
That's
really good basketball.
Yeah, they're a little like big down here for both XU and UC in college basketball. Kind of a sore spot. They're usually pretty better than that, but so graduated from there. Worked in the Cincinnati market at the local ABC, sports producer, all that, and then figured out, hey, man, should I either go east to Bristol or west out to LA for Fox Sports? And I already had a couple buddies out west, so I moved out there, kicked around a little bit on odd jobs, and finally got on at Fox and started as a PA on baseball and just worked your way up.
How long have you been with Fox?
I've been over 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, 20 years.
Damn. Well, yeah, I know some of the same people you work with. Tim Brando, who's also a North Louisiana guy, and Scott Alexander, who's I'm going to be meeting up with later today.
Yeah, Brando gives me a lot of hell for playing too much fish, though.
Does he?
First of all, I didn't know he knew him, but then his daughter goes to a couple shows, so he's in the he knows a little more music than he lets on, but his music kind of stops around the 70s.
Okay. Well, yeah, so one thing that's funny is, so I mentioned the reason he can say whatever he wants in the cult following thing, but when you go to commercial breaks, all the games, usually you hear the broadcast play mainstream music, but you're always playing like Fish or Dead or Widespread Panic or Meters from down here.
Always getting little Easter eggs in there. So, so which got your ear? You heard what'd you hear? Widespread first, right?
Yeah, I always hear the Ain't Life Grand. You play Ain't Life Grand a lot, but it's so crazy. Like I get texts anytime it happens. I'm on the Panic Stream big group, and they blow it up. It's always just oh, can you believe so and so? Literally, it's every Sunday.
it's kind of crazy. It's cool, and I'm glad. Fox is a really cool music place. Fox Sports. They every producer there. Whether you're at the lowest or highest, you're doing a piece or whatever, they pick their music very seriously. How I shouldn't say seriously, but they put thought into it. You know, I like this song, and like you'll notice it a lot on Sunday through the pregame all the way up to the game. Like music is a big part of Fox.
Well, I saw your last thing, so you like do a set list.
Oh, yeah.
So you do like a set list, like
every now and then. Yeah, I was a little more. I heard Bill Simmons said we had a crisis of bumper music in one of his podcasts. So I had to I wanted to put the set list out there and see where the crisis was. But
that's
awesome.
That's
the thing. Like it's not all like just Dead and Fish. And
no, it's not at all.
It's a big mix of, you got to go, popular, and obviously you're going to hear Taylor Swift, I'm sure, Sunday. Got to do that. Yeah,
I'm sure.
But you're also going to hear a lot of New Orleans, like the Meters and Dumpsta, and
we get some Dr. John thrown in there, maybe. Got to get
Dr. John.
Got to get the Dr. John.
Fats Domino a little bit. Louis Armstrong. There's a lot of music to be put.
So you've been how long? Like, what's your favorite as far as music goes out of your favorite bands and stuff?
My favorite bands, well, I was always a big Fish guy, obviously. Dead for sure. I caught Dead sort of obviously on the tail end of Jerry. Like I saw maybe 4 or 5 shows with Jerry, and it's like it was fun. So I went on to Fish after that, but like honestly, like if you ask me my favorite band was Radiohead. So
they're all that. You don't see them tour in America.
No, I know. So and they don't. Yeah, but I love them. So I'm just all sorts of music. Not too much. I don't like the pop stuff.
Yeah, I'm similar. So how you've been a big Fish fan for a while? Like how many times? Any ballpark number? How many shows you've seen?
Probably in the 50s. Probably.
I respect it. I'm in 12.
No, they've been on.
Oh, and I'm in I think I'm in 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I really love it. There's always a funny thing. I'm a big Widespread Panic guy.
Yeah.
People try to act like there's a Fish Panic divide, the South-North thing, but I think it's stupid. Good music's good music.
Yeah, exactly.
The Fish thing, though, I'm a South guy, and they never come South, so it'd be hard to catch them.
Yeah, that time here now. Luckily, I had them out west. It's kind of hard. They all those jam bands kind of do a west, and that's kind of it, west tour, and they kind of move off to the east and all that. But you're right.
When was the last Fish you saw?
I saw them at MSG. The day 30th, December 30th.
Oh, nice!
Finally
you went out
got
for
an
the
MSG show.
I hadn't got to do that. How was it?
It was great. It was awesome. It's a little bucket list for me just to see them there. It wasn't the actual New Year's Eve, but it was the 30th, which I think was a better show. But just there at MSG. I've never seen a concert there. So
I saw
funny. Yeah, it's only seen a dog show there.
Okay, I did Billy Joel there while I lived in New York.
I would love to do that.
And there's the funny thing of who owns Madison Square Garden, Fish, Billy Joel.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's a funny.
Yeah, I get a little playful banter with our East Coast buddies. Fish kind of owns that state, and they get all the perks and they get to plug into the lights and all that. So.
Yeah, you went to Dead Sphere last year, right?
I went to Fish.
Oh, Fish. Okay, yeah. I did. I went to I got to go the Saturday, the 420, but I had a 1 a.m. flight and had a Barstool event Sunday, so I just was in and out and did the Fish fans just crucified.
Sounds like you, Mintzy, to go to a Sphere and then have a 1 a.m. flight.
Yeah, look, I didn't want to miss a Barstool event. I'm trying to hold on to employment.
That's true.
I'm trying to hold on to employment. We're hanging on here about dental floss.
You're good.
Just got to clean up all the misunderstandings about myself. But yeah, what did you think of Sphere?
It was awesome. Every person should see their favorite band there. Hope they do more like Fish did, like just a 4-night run. So you can go down there and see wherever your favorite band is and go in there. I would Radiohead playing in the Sphere would be that would be it for me.
Yeah, that Sphere is 160,000 speakers in there.
Yeah, the audio for Fish was unbelievable. It's just directional everywhere. It's you almost be you go to your buddies are you hearing kind of the same thing I am, or am I losing it right now? It's because it's all over the place.
Yeah, no, the Sphere thing, highly recommend it. I did a couple of the Deads, July 4th and 6th last year. Just unfreaking believable.
Yep.
But yeah, I love that you love the Fish though. I gotta say I respect it. The last time I saw Fish was 22 summer. There was a run that was I don't know how it worked out like this, but it was Panic 5 nights, the Beacon, and then Fish played Jones Beach the next 2 nights.
Pretty good.
So I did all 7, and I was just
did all 7?
I did all 7.
Jesus,
I was in pieces. Had Stu Feiner screaming at me, "What are you doing with your life?"
Wow. That's all he does is scream, right? Is he the screamer?
Yeah, he called me just Yeah, what are you doing with your life?
You're living your life, man. Just what you said. I'm living.
Man, as long as I can go see Fish or Panic, I'm always going to try to do it whenever I can. I'm all pumped too because Panic just announced Chicago Theater June 4th to 6th. So we're on the straight and narrow this year. We're trying to no misunderstandings. So I'm staying off the traveling for Panic. So I was really happy.
Yeah, you get
they're coming to me. New Orleans wise, you always play Nolan music. When was the last time you were down here?
Man, I don't even. Probably I don't know, man. It's been a couple years actually. Probably for football for an event. It's been a while since coming down there. I had the Jazz Fest maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm always here for
Fish,
work.
Were you here for I went to that Fish 2012.
No. I've never really come down here to have I have a good time even when I come down here for work, but it's always, I never really get down here just for pleasure, not working.
I want to ask about just the production and stuff y'all do for Fox Sports. You're down here, a week in front of the game, the Super Bowl Sunday. Y'all are already bringing gear in there. Like how big of a process is this?
They've probably been here for 2 weeks. Someone at Fox, but there's all sorts of site surveys and cable everywhere, cameras everywhere. It's the most cameras you ever see in a game. And people manning the cameras and people manning the tape machines and the tech guy. It's I don't even know to put a number on it, but it's by far obviously the biggest production anyone will ever work on, I think.
What's it? How's year one with Tom Brady been?
It's been awesome. I came in at the end, but I think he's been great. I think every time he's got comfortable, he gets his vision and his what he expects out of players comes out, which is what you want from him, I think, because he's obviously the GOAT. And I think he's just going to get better and better. And, I think he's having a good time because it was a challenge. And I think obviously we know he loves challenges. So, and he overcomes those challenges, being drafted, all that. So I think it's been great.
Awesome. You're a big Ohio State. You went to Ohio State?
Didn't go to Ohio. I went to Xavier.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Remember that?
Yeah. Musketeers.
Dude.
Yeah, but y'all made a bunch of runs in the tourney.
I know they were good back in the day. They were just having a little tough year. But yeah, you grew up in Ohio as a college football fan, though. I like Ohio State because a lot of in my school, for some reason, the high school, everyone was a Michigan fan for some reason. I hate
really?
It. Yeah, they just like the color.
I guess Cincinnati's right on the border too.
Yeah, Cincinnati's not a big Ohio State. They'll say they don't really like them too much, but yeah, it's on the border of Kentucky. A lot of Kentucky fans for basketball. I just started liking Ohio State, and because I love college football. Really wasn't any. Xavier didn't have a college football team, so I just started liking Ohio State. And
how you feeling after that title run?
It's a very enjoying of it because the day the Ohio State lost to Michigan. I have a couple bosses that are Michigan fans, so they're chirping at me. And my first year, I had my new analyst, Devin Gardner, who's obviously a Michigan quarterback. He's chirping at me the whole time. So it was all a little bit of a dark Saturday, but it's all part of the plan. All worked out. The Tennessee Vols tried to take over, Ohio Stadium. That didn't work out.
No,
Oregon didn't. I was at the Rose Bowl. That was a bloodbath. Texas was, Texas is always going to be good because they got the talent, and then Notre Dame kind of hung around more than they probably should have. But if Babuka doesn't fumble, that game's kind of blown out, I think.
Yeah, no, the Ohio State, man, it was just crazy. Sports sometimes the stories write themselves, but it was like the Michigan loss. In a way, was good because they opened the offense up a little bit.
And be true. I'm not one of those fans that wants to fire Ryan Day. I think that's just stupid. If you look at his record overall and the players he's bringing in, I hate that that's a narrative. If anything, he'll probably he'll peace out before he gets fired. So
what do you think? So Chip Kelly, new offensive coordinator for the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Jim Knowles thing was wild.
Yeah, I can't wait to ask our guy Brady about Chip Kelly. See what I think. He probably liked what he saw in Ohio State, the offense, but Jim Knowles. That one was kind of a shock. I guess he just wants more money. He's a great character. We did a lot of his Oklahoma State games. He's kind of like the King Takerist, kind of grumpy old man all the time. He's never happy. I'm not saying that's why he left Ohio State.
No, that's probably why he's always just
he's like that defense is hard to learn for people. So for players, so that's going to be a little bit of a that first year may be a little rough because he does have a lot of concepts that are very, very hard. That's why Caleb Downs comes in, and then he wants to come up to that defense. It's more of a pro style. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the Michigan law, and I've obviously dealt with Barstool because we got Tate and all the Dave Portnoy stuff. But it was like the way the Ohio State fan. I've never seen a fan base more upset in my entire life.
It's a little too much. I think that's kind of why they put way too much pressure on the game, I think. But I've been around. I mean, I was around in watching this game in the 2000s where it was like 17 of it, 19. Ohio State was winning, and Michigan kind of backs out of a game during the COVID year. So there was a lot of animosity pent up for Michigan fans, and it's all coming out now, and rightfully so. I mean, 4 in a row, they have you got to just sit there and take it.
Yeah, no, I understood this one because the 3 in a row, but then y'all were like a 21-point favorite.
That was a tough one.
This was obviously the year it was never supposed to happen. But then sports are so funny though, man.
Rivalries are funny.
Yeah, rivalry games. But then in a way, it ended up being a good thing. And I've seen a lot of these Ohio State fans debate. Dude, you'd take the Michigan loss for a national championship, right? Okay, cool. Because a lot of fans were like, "Oh, you don't beat Michigan, it does it." Like, what?
Yeah. No, and luckily that was the first season with the expanded playoff, so that helped to ease the pain of the loss. But yeah, if you give me a championship or a Michigan win, I would take a championship all the time. That's
so looking back, so you're on the are you on the crew with Tim Brando and Devin? So do you travel with them, or you're back?
We do our games from LA now, which is it's good and bad. It's always great to just get in your car and go home. So that studio, the control room's great. It's almost like being there in the truck, but sometimes you want to be at Camp Randall when it's going crazy. You want to feel that energy, but sometimes if you're out in Waco, Texas, it's a blowout game. You don't mind not having to get in a car and race to DFW to try to catch a flight. It's nice to go home, but it's good and bad. But it's the technology it's started in COVID and just got accelerated, but technology is there to do it. But Tim and Devin are at the game. They aren't doing it all.
Yeah.
They're live. They're at the game. You need to have announcers there. So.
Yeah, Tim. So Tim's also North Louisiana guy, and so he grew up.
He'll mention it every.
He grew up. He's a Shreveport guy, and then went to UL Monroe, and I'm from Monroe and worked in Shreveport, so we run around the. North Louisiana's not.
I got to get him on Wake Up.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
I'll get him on.
Oh yeah, we'll get him on.
Should have had him on now.
Yeah.
Talk about his music.
Yeah. So what's the Tim Brando music thing like?
Tim is very 70s. He does like a little Bruno Mars or something like that, but he's very 70s. He loves music. He's a good music. He called him toe tapper, so he'll start dancing.
Yeah, I've seen the jump around when in Wisconsin.
Saw that one. Yeah, that was. Yeah, he got a little excited on that one, jumping around with Spencer Tillman. But he's a big music guy, so he loves Chicago. He's a Billy Joel guy.
I can see that.
Yeah, Chicago's big on him. But his daughters love Fish too. So I have that. Sometimes I did this once. Like this. So I can't remember what game it was, but I told the control room, I'm like, hey, every break is gonna be a Fish song until Brando notices. So every break was Fish and Fish. I'd say about midway, right in the second quarter, he's on talkback and he says, do we have any other music on this Fish stuff right now? So he's like, he does hear it. So he does get it, but he's a great guy. He's an unbelievable person to work for. And I've been with him for about, I think over 7 years now. And, Tim Brando, I remember our first game, man, Brando's doing that voice is synonymous with college football. So
yeah, and he's doing great. His college basketball is great. He goes right into college basketball.
Yep.
And
but the nicest guy you'll ever meet. He's we have good arguments in the truck about music, sports, anything. Sometimes we dial in politics. That gets a little rough sometimes, but
I'm sure. Yeah. I know he has.
But he's very he gets a little hot. I can always stoke his fire a little bit just for fun. But he absolutely first class guy. Always helped me out a lot. So he's a good guy.
Okay, going back through the years before y'all did the COVID thing, do you have any particular favorite places to go or favorite games you produced?
Yeah, I mean Nebraska is always fun.
Okay.
You see a college football game in Nebraska, and that's why I'm always have a soft spot for them, just because of that fan base. That fan base is top notch. It is. They fill that stadium, 85,000, longest sellout streak. And Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska is just that's kind of church for a college football person. That's a good one. Texas was always fun. Austin's fun. it pains me to say it. Ann Arbor's it's a nice campus, and walking into the big house, if you're a college football fan, no matter what, you walk in there like, oh man, I'm going to be producing a game from the big house here. So
in the big house, you walk in at the top and go down.
Yeah, there's only one. It's there's only one way in. So I've walked out of that place a lot of times as a fan with Ohio State jersey on after they whipped our ass. It's a long walk out. So,
it's like you got to go all the way.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done like almost all the SEC stadiums, but I need to, now that I live in Chicago, I need to get to Notre Dame.
I need to get to Baton Rouge.
Because the Fox doesn't have the SEC deal.
No, I need a night game there. That's my biggest college football. That's my bucket list on that.
I'm still licking the wounds I'm with. Like that Ole Miss LSU game was mid-October this year, and I'm going to be –
should have had it.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be hurting for 365 days. And like these LSU fans, and like I used to work down there, so obviously I have a lot of time. Dude, I'm walking out the game, and some drunk college kid recognized me. He was lit up, and dude, I mean, I'm not happy, obviously, with what happened after blowing that game in overtime. Dude, this dude just walks up to me and just like shoves me as hard as he can. I mean, he's lucky I'm a 41-year-old overweight middle-aged guy, or I might have done something about it. Right. Dude, those fans.
Those were like the passion kind of spills over into like idiocy, so you kind of take that with what it's worth.
Yeah, well, like my thing is always, you call me whatever name you want, just don't.
Yeah, you can push me.
Just don't touch me. So you got done with college football. Mm-hmm. You've been hitting you've done a few playoff games. I know you did the Eagles Packers.
Did all the playoff games. This game, we just did Winston-Salem this weekend for the Clash on NASCAR. Came down here. We'll do the game Sunday, and Monday morning, next Monday, I'll fly into Daytona for a Daytona 500.
Nice. So NASCAR, do you go you go to all the races?
Yeah.
So you see Large and Spider?
Yeah, I see them having a good time out on the boulevard in Talladega. So those guys are always having fun. But
what's Super Bowl week like for you down here? Because I know the production stuff's kind of crazy.
Well, it'll ramp up each day. I'll go in there right after this and get set up. A couple production things we need to do for the game. You're always on an edit, or I will say this: the 6 p.m. I guess Eastern 6 to 6:30 show is packed with big stars. So that's going to be a fun one this year with that. So it's all. But as the week gets later, it starts ramping up, gets more intense. But then Saturday, kind of you have a production meeting really early, and then our producer's great. He'll like, all right, you guys take the rest of the day. Everybody just get focused for tomorrow, and we'll be ready to go on Sunday. So
New Orleans-wise, you got any music restaurants, anything fun you're trying to get in this week?
Kind of hard when you're working because you just want, you never really have, the best time you can have because you're working. So you are down here to work, so you don't really do that too much. But New Orleans, I don't need too much. I can kind of wander around. I love a dive bar, so this is kind of a dive bar capital. I'll wander around, find, have a drink somewhere and just see the locals. You get a local, how's the city handling the Super Bowl? How's it, the Eagle fan? So nothing on the top of my list to get into.
Yeah, this week, tons of fun events. I mean, so many. I'm going to go out to the Fan Fest on Thursday. Check that out. Like I said, I'm going to be at the City Golf, Steve Gleason Memorial Golf Tournament on Thursday. It should be a lot of fun. Mentioned that we have the Barstool events.
You going to get Berman? You allowed to talk to Berman?
Yeah.
I've been seeing Berman.
No, I love Berman. Yeah, I met Berman.
That's awesome.
I met him last year or 2 years ago. I caddied in the Zurich Pro-Am, and he was in it. I caddied for Peter Burns.
He's going to be on, right? Don't your boys do like Big Cat? Don't they do like a annual interview with him?
Yeah, I think they may be getting. I hope they get him this week.
Oh, that's awesome. That's my favorite episode ever. I grew up on Berman, obviously.
Me too, man. NFL primetime, man. Him and Tom Jackson.
He's on like a Mount Rushmore of sports.
Him in the NFL primetime when I was young. I never missed it.
So good.
He always do the music. He got the music reference stuff going too.
Oh yeah, he knows it. I've met him a couple of times, but never he's the nicest guy ever. But I'd love to have a lunch with him or something.
Yeah, so. I finally.
For me? It's a real one.
We got what we got here. We got a real one. Real NFL football. Heck yeah. On the field. There you go. Yeah, so we're right by the Superdome here. Somebody's
giving me that.
Somebody's just giving
me that.
Yeah, I'll take a real football. Yes. I mean, I can't throw it with anything.
Right.
What we got here? We got a real official NFL.
I'm not sure how real it is, but it's like those concert shirts after walking away from the concert.
I feel like I don't know if he'd give it away if it was a real one like that.
Yeah. Mintzy, man, you're popular down here, man. He saw you and wanted to give you one.
This is I had a big time. I got 8 crawfish for the first time this year last night. Me and Devin Snows.
What's that mean? Like, this is the first season of it? Like, this is the first day they all come out? Like,
they came out about a month ago, but I just live in Chicago now. But man, I got these good crawfish
down. Crawfish in Chicago. Sorry.
And they did really. They have Wrigleyville crawfish.
Yeah.
They had like a crawfish bowl last year at the Barstool bar, but it was good. Just being back here. The weather here this week, it's like high 70, low 60s every day.
Humid.
Man, I've been freezing my ass off in Chicago.
You ready to go? You ready to have it?
Yeah. You like that LA weather a little more than Cincy?
Yeah. I don't know. I like the season guy though. I don't mind getting cold, but Chicago bitter cold. I don't need that. For sure.
Do you get back to Cincy still a decent bit?
Every now and then, yeah. Definitely. I have still family back there, so like 3 or 4 times a year. So.
Hell yeah. Well, also, this week you're going to be popping around. Hope to see you out at some events. I want to mention, I said for the Wake Up Mintzy a few days, I'm going to go to Tulane tomorrow. Hopefully run down John Summerall. A bunch of, like I said, tickets still available for dozen tonight. Got all the Tulane guys going. Tulane owes me a solid because I helped them get a recruit.
Yeah.
And
how about they kept their coach?
Yeah, Summerall.
I can't believe he's still there.
Yeah. Well, he would have. So Summerall would have gotten Kentucky last year when Stoops took A&M.
And they turned around.
But then when Stoops stayed at Kentucky, he ended up at Tulane. But John, he's a huge Widespread Panic fan too, by the way.
Nice.
Huge. He saw him as a kid at Huntsville in '96.
Really? That's awesome.
But yeah, he went to Jazz Fest last year.
Oh, man.
But love the Tulane guys. The Chiefs are practicing over there this week too.
Yep.
So it's pretty locked down over there. Do you have any thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Rematch. Hopefully it was like this was our Super Bowl in Arizona. Hopefully it comes down to that. Close. Wouldn't mind an overtime. Just close and see what goes. I mean, I'd love to see. I like new blood, so if you had to put a gun to me, it's like maybe the Eagles, but for Saquon, love Saquon. But just a close game, fun game.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this Chiefs thing. They're 12-0 in their last one-score games.
I know. My Bengals were part of that.
Pass interference.
That's why I think Joe Burrow went in there when they did that. Joe Burrow and the team in the AFC Championship. That was kind of what has happened afterwards. Is like, wow, I can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, Burrow, the only guy's beating Mahomes in the playoffs. So they're Brady.
Brady, yeah.
It's crazy. No, but yeah, I think the game should be great. I mean, the Eagles, I think, are the overall better team. But number 15's on the Chiefs. The stuff I'm looking for, the Chiefs' offensive tackles have been bad this year. They've had problems. They've been juggling left tackle, and then the right tackle, Taylor, leads the NFL in penalties. And so Philly's D-line's got to get heat on them. But, man, if it's a close game at the end, I don't know. The Chiefs' hate's gone too far, in my opinion. And a lot of it has to do with the Taylor Swift stuff. But, I don't know. I just love Mahomes. I've never seen anybody like him.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you become a dynasty. You're going to get hated. So,
it's like the heroes.
The way they're doing it, like you said, the one-score games, always sort of a big call. It always goes their way. But they always capitalize. That's the thing. They always capitalize. So, you can get all the calls you want, but you got to capitalize on it.
It's like the hero lives long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
Because
I hate it.
I always compare Mahomes to when Steph Curry blew up at Golden State. Yeah. And at the beginning, everybody loved it because they're doing stuff nobody's ever seen, and then they win all the time, and everybody gets sick of it.
Right.
But cool, man. Well, I just want to say thanks for joining us today. Follow him on Twitter at JJolly74. If you hear any fish dead or panic or whatever,
I'm sure all my guys are wondering why I'm not working right now.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna let you get back to work. Clearly, we're hard at work down here in New Orleans. Once again, join us for Fillmore tonight, and I'll be out at Tulane tomorrow, and all kinds of fun events. Shout out Tyler Moody holding it down, Louisiana. Thanks to Stella Blue and Dude Wipes for sponsoring us. Find us Dude Wipes at Walmart, Amazon, Target, all over the World Wide Web. One use Dude Wipes to change your life. Never need dry, crappy, scratchy toilet paper again. Let's have a day in NOLA, boys.